What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/EntitledParents. Alright guys, this story's called My Entitled Mother. I did an am I the butthole on not giving my mom my tax money. And after being given the answer of not the butthole, I decided to make a post about the dark rabbit hole that is my mother's entitlement. Sorry, but this is going to be long. In 2008, my father passed away. He was a truck driver and died on impact in an accident. To this day, I still cry. My sister and I received a little over $1,200 a month in insurance. Our mom received a little of $600 a month. My mom was also working and making $900 bi-weekly. Mind you, she was bringing in about $2,400 a month. I worked for about 3 months at a McDonald's about midway through receiving the checks, because it was summer and I was bored and wanted to have a reason to get the hell away from her. I helped pay bills and tried to save as much money as I could. Wasn't able to because no sooner than she spent her money, she came for mine. My sister was spending hers on ridiculous things. I took out an auto loan with a bank to get my car. A few months later, I took out a personal loan to get an AC unit for the house. When I got the unit, she promised that, since it was for the house, she would help me pay for it. Spoiler alert, she never paid a cent. After the insurance money ran out, I started working again, first at a grocery store, roughly making $120 bi-weekly, for 3 months. I didn't work enough hours, so I couldn't pay all my bills. At this time, my mom co-signed for me to get a new car so I could drive to work. She had to pay the bill for that vehicle because I wasn't making enough to do it on my own. At the 3-month mark, I was told that a nearby McDonald's was hiring. I applied, interviewed, and got the job the same day. I was making $484 bi-weekly. Now that I was behind on loan payments in my name, I was trying to catch up. I also had a phone bill $160 that I was late on. Payday went something like this.
Hey, did you get paid today?
Yeah, why?
How much was your check?
$484.
Okay, give me $160. I gave your sister some money because she needed it and I need it back.
You do realize that I have to pay the bank for my car and the unit. I also have to put something on my phone bill to keep it on.
I've been paying the bill on the car you're currently driving. You owe me.
I wasn't able to make those payments because I wasn't scheduled for enough hours to make enough money. I still helped pay bills.
Just give it to me.
Why would you give sister money anyway? You know she never pays you back.
She needed it.
Rolling my eyes, whatever.
Don't pay your phone bill right now. Just give that money to me.
Me internally, might as well just let the damn thing go off. This happened every payday. After 3 months of working at McDonald's, I got scouted by a new business owner. Not a pyramid scheme. He needed a CSR, or customer service representative, to handle current client insurance payments while he tried to get more clients. I freaking loved this job. My boss was nice and let me be on my laptop so long as my calls for payments were made, and I put it away as soon as someone walks in. He even paid for lunch and let me choose where to eat sometimes. I made $620 bi-weekly working for him. He would send me home an hour early if it was a slow day. For instance, I worked from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. On slow days, pretty much every day, because he just started his business in that area, I got to go home at 4:30 p.m. I would ask if I should do anything else before leaving, and he would say, "No, I got it. Thanks and have a good day. See you tomorrow." As soon as the payday came, however, my mom increased the amount she wanted. I still made sure to pay bills. One thing she did, however, ticked me off. At this time, my sister was living with us with her husband. They promised to give my mom some money in rent and pay a couple of bills. Now, remember the time I gave you. My mom's shift was from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., Tuesday through Thursday, alternating 12-hour days with Monday and Friday, with weekends off, and Saturday through Sunday, with Monday and Friday off. This happened during the Tuesday through Thursday. My sister, however, stayed at home all day on her day off, watching Netflix and not doing any chores around the house. Granted, she gave birth months before and was staying with us so they wouldn't have to pay so much in rent with a newborn and they could have mom watch their baby. I came home from work on payday. Thank goodness for direct deposit. As soon as I walked in the house, this is the conversation that ensued. "Hey, I'm home."
Hey, you got paid today, right?
Knowing what's about to happen, yeah.
Here, go pay your phone bill.
It's the house phone bill. What do you mean my phone bill? I don't have a phone bill anymore because the phone company cut it off.
Well, you're the only one who uses the Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi is connected to the satellite, and sister uses Wi-Fi to binge watch shows on Netflix. The only Wi-Fi I use all day is the Wi-Fi from the grocery store next to the office. You are always making long-distance calls to a scammer. If y'all want that story, let me know.
If it's gonna hurt you to pay it, then don't bother.
Give me the damn envelope! Anything to get out of this damn house! I then leave the house to pay the phone bill and the car insurance, full coverage. I also was still trying to make payments to the bank that I never got help with. Earlier in the day, while at work, just after seeing the deposit in my account, I called my mom to see how much the water bill was in the satellite. Made payments online, just to come home to be told to pay one of the last two that needed to be paid. Phone bill and electric was left. So immediately, I was out of money. My mom even tried to say,
"We will have such and such bill to make it even for both of us."
No such thing happened. 8 months after starting with my favorite boss, he recommended me to go to the insurance company headquarters because his business was small and he wasn't getting many new customers. So he wasn't making enough to keep me on as an employee. I started my training there the next week. About 2 weeks later, I was fired for wearing tennis shoes on a rainy day because my dress shoes were worn out and I didn't own any dressy flats at the time. I went to take my state exam for my property license and got a call from one of the supervisors. I told him that I passed, and he told me that I was fired for breaking dress code and wearing sneakers and also for wearing jeans. I was dressed up with a blouse and heels. I didn't own any dress pants. I was waiting for payday to finally do a little shopping at a discount store. And for taking the time, we were on one of our 15-minute breaks to draw in my notebook. My mom was mad because I lost that job. Around 4 months after losing that job, I was hired as an insurance agent to sell Medicare Advantage plans. This job paid $14 an hour starting, then went up to $15 an hour after 3 months. You also got bonuses for hitting certain goals and compensation for the companies whose plans you sold. I was bringing home $1,500 bi-weekly about 1 month after hitting the sales floor. I didn't like the hours that much, nor the trip, but I felt like it was worth it to make good money and get good benefits and also get the hell away from my mom for a while. The job was a 1-hour drive to and from home, and I would be at the tail end of the morning and evening traffic. As soon as payday came and I saw how much I was making while in training, I was ecstatic. And so was my mom, of course. Payday came, every bill became my responsibility. And yes, she was still working. She also started demanding I give her pocket money because
you don't do anything besides using that money to buy video games and other crap.
My sister even had the nerve to tell me when I got the job,
"You got a good paying job now. Don't go spending it on video games."
I wouldn't blow an entire paycheck on video games even if I wanted to. I always get used video games and depending on price would get no more than 2. If a used game was $40, I would only get 1. If it was $10, I would get 2. I had a budget of not going over $50 when shopping for games. And if I only spent $30 on a game, the other $20 would be to either buy a meal from a restaurant or stop by the grocery store to get $20 worth of stuff to put in the freezer and cabinets like frozen pizza, ramen noodles, and a loaf of bread with some sandwich meat. I always made sure the things I got were on sale to get more for my $20. I was even talking with the bank about paying off both of my loans in 2 months so I could get it off my score after a few years. Never happened. I worked that job from August to December and was let go. Apparently, it was a contract job for the open enrollment period, October 15th to December 7th. After that, I was told my services were no longer required. After that, I've been in and out of work with dear old mom getting more and more angry that I don't make enough money to pay bills and give her pocket money. She was forced to retire after something wrong was going on with her foot. I started a part-time work-from-home job that paid an hourly wage, $11 an hour in training since it was on full-time hours for 5 weeks, then $10.50 once we got into production. I was never late for work and usually had good call quality. My paychecks were roughly $350 bi-weekly. Even with this small amount of money, I could budget paying bills. She had started getting her Social Security by then. Conversations were usually like this.
"How much money do you have left?"
Why?
Because I need money and you owe me for all the help I gave you while you were trying to get your insurance licenses.
I paid you back for that and then some. I don't owe you.
Well, you don't do anything else around here besides be on that computer.
This is literally my job, to be on the computer working.
You don't pay any bills that I need help with.
Lie. The satellite is on because I paid with my previous paycheck. Don't you remember you came in here bugging me about whether or not I called it in? I also paid the water bill online because they charge a convenience fee and I remember it.
Well, give me the money for the phone bill and I'll go pay it.
I don't have cash on me. My paycheck went direct deposit.
Then go to the store and take it out of the bank.
Can't do. I've already taken my last 15-minute break of the day, and I still have a few hours left in my shift. I'll go pay it myself after work.
You are always crapping me. You know I don't have any money and you won't give me any.
You get Social Security. What are you spending the money on besides the insurance you're legally obligated to have and our car insurance? $211 and some change. I can't pay bills and give you pocket money because then what will I have when I'm in between paydays? Nothing. And you huff and puff when I ask for $5 for gas to go to the gym. And don't forget the full-on power trip when I need a $45 phone card for a busted phone that's well overdue for an upgrade that I would have a heart attack to get because I don't have the money.
Well, then you need to change jobs to something that pays more. I'm tired of being broke.
So am I, and we'd have a little if you'd show some damn restraint instead of acting like a bloodhound every time my payday comes around. How about you call that youngin' of yours who clearly owes you money from all the time you gave it to her, and have her give it back? Do the same thing you do to cousin who pulled a cut and run action on you after paying for work to get done on the house. And harass her. No, you're too busy trying to do whatever with what money I make. Every time I get paid, I can see you standing there with your hand out.
I can wait for you to get out of my house. You get on my nerves.
Now you're mad because I'm calling you out on your years of bullcrap. But don't worry about it. I'm currently working on getting the hell out of here when I leave. However, you better have some idea of what you're going to do because I will not be supporting you. Sorry this was so long. Currently looking for a new job so I can save money to leave the country and go no contact. The conversations like above are constant. In the meantime, I'm waiting on my state tax to deposit. Mother dearest is staying at my sister's now. That's another story. Anyways, that sounds incredibly frustrating. I hate when my parents ask how much money I made or make. I mean, obviously, it's a normal question for parents to ask their kids. You know, they want to make sure they're doing well. However, they don't do it for that. They do it to hold it against me. Will Smith, where are you? I need you to say that parents just don't understand. Alrighty, this story's called I Just Realized My Old Best Friend Was an Entitled Kid, Karen? So back in 2007-ish, I met my old best friend for the sake of the story. He is the entitled kid. And I recently cut ties with him after realizing how entitled he is, especially since he doesn't come from a rich family. Sorry if this is short, it's mostly just recounting of events. So for his dad's birthday, his family invited my family, by the way I'm also a male, to this steakhouse near us. But freaking entitled kid was a picky eater and made his parents beforehand drive to Burger Bing and get him nuggets and fries. This is essentially all he ate from ages 4 to 12. So my family arrives first and we wait for them, and lo and behold, at this expensive ass steakhouse, they walk in with the Burger Bing box. And keep in mind, at this time he was around 9, but looked 14 because of height. So we are eating top tier steaks and getting stared at by people noticing this kid eating King Burger. But that's it for the first part. Now for part 2, the part that made me hate his existence. So he is 3 months older than me. I'm 15. He cheats on all his exams and work and school. But surprise, surprise, for his freaking birthday, his parents bought him several airsoft rifles, 4 Xbox games, a gaming chair, and a $50,000 brand new BMW. But what made me annoyed about this is we found out that his parents did overtime for a year and got second jobs just to afford this. And he wasn't even grateful. Oh man, that makes me sad. People with the most usually aren't grateful for what they have. And you can't really blame them because that's just how psychology is. That's how your brain works. When you can't afford anything, everything is a treat. When you can afford everything, nothing's a treat. Your satisfaction with what you buy gets diluted amongst all these unnecessary things you have. So from what I've learned, a simple life is often the most satisfying and fulfilling. That's why there's so many millionaires and billionaires that live in just normal houses, because you know they can afford way more, but they just want to keep it simple. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.